Prof, thank you very much for giving us your time. Before we speak about governance matters, I just want to touch on this crucial element. Can you confirm for us the status of your party president, Tom Thabane? Is he still the leader of the All Basotho Convention Party?
You're putting me on a spotlight, Goli. Two processes have taken place. One was where he was suspended by the National Executive Committee, and subsequent to that, there was supposed to be a special conference, which was interdicted by the High Court, but some constituencies proceeded with the conference because they had not been cited in the interdiction, and took a decision of suspending him for altogether 6 years from the party.
So as we speak right now, he is suspended as president of ABC?
As far as the National Executive Committee, he is suspended pending investigations that would lead to a disciplinary process. But that is separate from the other process that took place outside the control of the National Executive Committee.
Presumably, therefore, as his deputy in the party, you are the man in charge of the All Basotho Convention Party. What are the reasons for Mr. Thabane's suspension?
Well, the National Executive Committee, first of all, let's start from here.
Let's start with you. What's your status in the party right now? Are you interim president?
I consider myself the deputy leader of the party. We were elected by the elective conference in February. Some comrades challenged the outcome, and on the 12th of June, the High Court, presided over by a panel of 3 judges, confirmed that we had been duly and properly elected as the NEC. But then what happens? The following day, the leader purposed to suspend us. In other words, essentially trying to reverse the decision of the court. On the basis of that and the fact that he had been aligned with the previous National Executive Committee that did not want to leave office.
Prof. Mahau, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to rush us because of time constraints. There are many issues to get through. Simply put, the question I want to know from you, who's in charge of the All Basotho Convention Party?
We consider ourselves to be in charge.
Who's we? Are you the interim president right now?
I am holding the fort while the president of the party is in suspension.
Again, very quickly, what is the main charge against Tom Thabane for his suspension?
Divisiveness, refusal to accept the outcome of a democratic process confirmed by the courts.
Let's talk about governance matters, therefore. When Parliament reconvenes on the 5th of August, the Prime Minister will still be facing a motion of no confidence, which was tabled, by the way, from his own party, which is the party that you belong to.
Yes.
Again, the reasons for the lack of confidence in Tom Thabane as Prime Minister of Lesotho now. We are moving to governance matters from political power.
Correct. The country is engulfed in a serious crisis, Goli. As we speak today, you have the police force in several regions of the country on a go slow or literally refusing to do their work. Just last week, you had a demonstration by tertiary institution students, and a week before, you had a massive demonstration by wool and mohair growers in the country. The services that have been delivered to businesses that do business with government, and they're simply not being, suppliers are simply not being paid. The country is in financial crisis. On the other side, corruption, which this party won the confidence of the people that it would be able to deal with, has worsened more than it was before the elections of 2017. So all of those, including this particular factor that the leader refuses to accept an outcome of a democratic process within his own party are the reasons.
Can you confirm this allegation that has been reported as well, Professor, that the reason there's a motion of no confidence against Prime Minister Tom Thabane is that he has allowed his wife to meddle in government processes? Is it true?
I will not comment on that because they are very delicate processes of negotiations that are ongoing now, and I don't want to scoop at those.
What about the possibility of a snap election? Because there has been a suggestion from the defense minister in Lesotho that should a motion be tabled or be discussed on that day of the 5th, the Prime Minister has all the intentions to call a snap election. Is that a very real possibility?
It is a real possibility, but remember, the Constitution says that if the King, on the advice of the Council of State, considers that government may proceed under a different leader, he may refuse the recommendation of the Prime Minister to dissolve Parliament and set the country on a course of election.
The SADC facilitator, President Cyril Ramaphosa of this country, oversaw the signing of a memorandum of understanding which paves the way for constitutional reforms in Lesotho. Next month, he is scheduled to report to give a report to the SADC summit that will sit in that month. In your view, what is he likely to table before that summit? Is he likely to table a solid report on the reforms?
Certainly by no means.
Are you saying no?
I'm saying by no means, because remember that President Ramaphosa was assigned to be a facilitator in Lesotho since 2014, and there hasn't been much progress. What he is going to report to the SADC summit is that there would have been a legislation passed that seeks to establish a body that is going to be taking the process of reforms forward. But that happens because the government and some of the stakeholders have not been forthcoming in the last 5 years on the issue.
Professor Mahal, if the Prime Minister is not in charge of his own party that he leads or is supposed to lead, he's on suspension right now, you're the man in charge, do you have ambitions of leading that party as a confirmed president, if you like, and by extension, do you have ambitions of being Prime Minister of Lesotho?
What do you want me to say? Why would you
I'm asking you.
Why do you think anyone would want to be in politics, if not to be in charge of something?
Well, I want you to say it directly as opposed to saying it on the side. It's an indirect yes, but I would like to hear it from you.
Well, let's start from here, Koli. I was Vice Chancellor of the university, happily doing my work, and the members of the party said, we want you to be part of the leadership of the party going forward. So and I have since availed myself, and they elected me.
Tom Thabane, in your view, he's your comrade in the party.
He is.
Is he still a fit and proper person to lead not just the party, but Lesotho?
I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not able to make any judgment on his state of health.
Professor Nxosa Mahal, the Vice President of the All Basotho Convention Party, thank you very much for making the time to speak to us. We appreciate your time.
Thanks so much.
Thanks indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right.